2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, it'll be the Dallas Mavericks up against the Miami Heat at American Airlines Arena. For Miami, 5-5 over their last 10 games, but they're not satisfied with 500 ball, looking to tack one onto the win tally tonight. Well, we knew Harrison Barnes would see a boost in scoring after leaving Golden State, but man, I think it's safe to say he's exceeded expectations. You think?
You know, he could put up 20 a game as a focal point. You know, his ISO game, Kenny, is fantastic.
I agree.
Can he be a number one option?
I think he can be a number one option, but I think he serves best as a number two option because then he can kind of roam around and the dependability isn't there every night.
That's it for us for now. Kevin Harlan standing by, ready to bring you the play-by-play.
Greetings and best wishes for a happy holiday season from all of us at 2K Sports as we get set for this NBA presentation. I'm Kevin Harlan along with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, our terrific analysts, and David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. For the Miami Heat, they come into tonight's game after the loss to the Celtics.
And no doubt that the fight was there, but no matter what they tried on that night, it just wasn't meant to be.
And their troubles just seemed to get compounded as they got later into that game. They did not have it that night whatsoever, and it ended up being a double-digit loss.
And before the game gets started, let's go to David Aldridge, who spoke with Rick Carlisle. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, it's the first meeting of the year between these teams, so he told me today is mainly a feeling-out process, trying to identify strengths and weaknesses. We'll see how quickly they get a feel for this opponent. Kevin?
All right, David, thanks. Tonight, two teams that like to score out of half-court sets. And, Brent, on that subject, we often talk about the playoffs coming down to great half-court execution. Why do you think that is?
It comes down to preparation, Kevin. You watch so much film. You have several days to prepare for a team that you saw, more than likely 3 or 4 times during the season. And then all of a sudden they're in front of you. As the series goes on, it starts to become less and less about turnovers and missed shots. There's a lot of predictability once you get into the playoffs, and it's about who can make the fewest mistakes. They're normally going to win the series.
That's a great answer. Now, a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Smith Jr. runs the point with Matthews at his side. They're the backcourt. Dirk is the 4 with Noel manning the middle, and it's Barnes in at the 3. And here are the Heat now. Richardson lays it up and banks it in. Richardson's got the scoreboard going with his first points of the night for the Heat. On defense, the Heat, and this matchup with Dallas, it's their first meeting of the season.
And just couldn't make the most of their meetings last year. Ended up splitting the season series.
And it's Miami's ball. Oh, and the jam by Richardson.
Well, the D can't give Richardson that kind of lane to the basket. He will jump all over any available space.
That unleashed chaos Under Armour replay really giving us a good look at the action. Now here's Noel. Back to Smith. Uncovered. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. And now just over a minute played here in the first. Dragic dishes to Whiteside. Screen by Olynyk. Richardson, no luck. Mavericks have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Inside. Here's Noel. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time.
Yeah, you got to appreciate the mindset of Smith. Solid at running the offense and finding his teammates who are open.
Pass to Richardson. Feeds to Whiteside. It's Dragic with the drive. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse.
How about 3 or 4 from the floor to start? That's always a good sign.
And about 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Dragic against Smith. And that one's good. Noel. Noel's got his second bucket of the night.
And right in the teeth of the defense, making a statement early in this one.
Yeah, pinpointing the rim protection with that attack, and no one makes enough of an effort there to stop him.
Now here's Richardson. And they get some nice contributions from him on a nightly basis as he averages over 11 points a game.
And he prefers to have the ball in his hands to break down the defense. Waiters with the explosive drive there.
Here's Smith. Dion Waiters making his last shot. Now here is Smith. He had 19 points in the win against Detroit.
And guys, the other thing that he did well was just facilitate the offense, pass the ball around beautifully in that one. Seriously put on a passing clinic.
And Waiters with the stuff.
Well, he can elevate, and Waiters doing damage that time at the rim.
We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. Smith against Dragic, and Smith gets double teamed. Here's Noel, and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Here's Waiters, and the rejection by Noel. Fast break, here we go. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Nowitzki outside. And stolen by Whiteside. Now here's Dragic, the fast break opportunity. And Olynyk with the basket on the assist by Dragic.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Noel, a screen on Dragic. Here's Barnes, and he connects on the jumper. The screen did the trick.
I'll give some credit to the screen out there. That totally freed up the shooter to take advantage of that look.
Smith against Dragic. He dishes it to Olynyk. Good on the triple. Olynyk's got 5.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
They set the pick. Nowitzki a screen. Shoots over Olynyk. Rebound by Olynyk. Miami leading by 9. Outside Dragic. Oh, Whiteside in position and stolen by Noel. And it's Smith penetrating. Goran Dragic grabs the board.
Yeah, this is a terrible start for him, and it has to be weighing on him.
For the Mavericks, 16 consecutive years of 500 basketball or better. Coming to an end last season, unfortunately for them.
Yeah, it was the beginning of a rebuild. The first time in a long time for the Mavs, and they waived some of their veterans to free up space and court time to further develop those young players. And with how competitive this organization is, you know they'll do everything they can to get back in contention to try to send Dirk out on a high note.
Now here's Matthews following the miss by Hassan Whiteside. The tray. The offensive rebound. Matthews got a hand on it.
Hard-nosed defender, and Josh Richardson using a little bit of that length from the wing position to deny that one.
Nowitzki with the screen on Richardson. Goes up again, and it's Matthews again missing. And Olynyk kicks to Richardson. Dragic against Smith. From 6 away, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Given how efficiently Dragic shoots from the floor, you can't blame the D for biting on that pump fake. Maybe he picked up something from Dwayne Wade. They've got to just be more mindful of that move moving forward.
Free throw drops for Goran Dragic. Now about halfway through the season, Brent, some teams looking great, but we still have a long way to go. We're talking about an 82-game schedule that is meant to put teams and players really to a full test.
Yeah, it's really something. I oftentimes find myself, Kevin, looking back after 14 years of playing at a team's schedule for an upcoming season, and I scratch my head and I go, wow, I used to do that? I mean, that's not easy to do.
It's very difficult. I agree.
And, you know, last season, it seemed like it was a strong return to form for Goran Dragic. Was able to be more ball dominant when he was on the floor. And that style seems to work to his advantage. And he just seemed more comfortable in his role with this team.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. And Greg, with Dragic and his statistical resurgence for several seasons, he had been sharing playmaking duties with guys like Wade and Bledsoe.
And as great as those players are, Dragic is best when he's the lead guard. Seems to be best paired with a shooter. A player's mentality can change when he is or isn't the primary ball handler, and that's been the case with Dragic.
Now here's Waiters. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Celtics in Boston. Here's Richardson. Good D by Barnes.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
With a step back, Curry's shot is off. Here's Miami now. They're on a 17-6 run. Whiteside sets the pick for Dragic. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Dragic has got his second bucket tonight.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Nowitzki with the screen on Dragic. There's a screen by Noel. Correa, the pass to Curry. Nowitzki dishes to Noel. Just 5 to shoot. Nowitzki sets a screen for Barnes. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. The Heat leading by 13. Outside Dragic, and Olynyk kicks to Richardson. Dishes to Whiteside, and stolen by Barnes. Curry with it, and it's Waiters picking him up. Nowitzki with the screen on Dragic. Here's Barea. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That's on Goran Dragic.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
The Mavericks shooting their first free throws of the evening.
And they've shot the ball well this season in terms of their attempts, 81%.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
And probably the prime memories with the Heat have to be from the Big Three era. I mean, the team has done a great job of transitioning from that era to this current one, but classic example for me of reloading versus rebuilding.
And the Heat going with the whole new group on the floor. And both free throws good for Barea. And Greg, credit the Miami Heat front office and coaching staff for continuing to keep this team competitive despite losing several Hall of Fame type players in the last couple of years.
And that is never an easy task for a franchise to go through. But the Heat have stayed in the competitive picture with smart signings and trades, and don't discount the impact Eric Spoelstra has had on that roster.
Here's Barea after the made shot from Dwayne Wade. And it's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here. And the foul on Dwayne Wade. That's his first foul. NBA official, NBA referee, Brent, has to be one of the toughest jobs in the world. There's been a lot of talk about adding an official to the court. Would that make a difference?
You know, I'm thinking, Kevin, that's like asking 4 of my buddies to add a 5th guy to go out and they're all single. That means there's another guy I got to compete with. So maybe we don't have another set of eyes on the NBA game. Lots of physicality, lots of pushing and shoving. You may see more foul calling, which will slow down the tempo and the rhythm of the game. I'm not sure that's the best idea for the league.
So then adding the Secaucus and the extra eyes in New York to look at calls, I think that might take the place of adding the official.
I think the league has done a great job, Kevin, having Secaucus now have the ability to make some of those calls to help speed up what we do with regards to the replay.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
To the inside. Terrific assist, a nice finish, solid play all around.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Johnson the screen. Wade against Curry. The timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way. Wade's got his second basket of the night. Here is Barea. He had 10 points in the win against Detroit. Dallas calls timeout. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last timeout.
And I know the defense wasn't great, but yet and still, their ability to stay composed was impressive.
Well, it led to a big scoring effort, taking advantage of every weakness. So any possession the defense wasn't aggressive on, they were on the offensive end.
We know the importance of ball movement, Brent, but when the offense bogs down, someone needs to get it done in isolation. Could you pick anybody who you would go to?
Yes, Kevin. He plays in Cleveland.
Yes.
Or the Cavaliers.
Cavaliers.
And his name is LeBron James.
Ah, yes.
Have you seen him play? Yeah, I'll take that guy.
Okay, that's a good guy. that's a real good guy. Now here's McDermott. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Here's Mejri. Great D that time from Johnson. The Heat leading by 15. Ellington, the pass to Adebayo. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Aggressive coming out of the gate here, guys. Wow.
And already the lead is significant. Excellent play on both ends.
Here's Barea. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Winslow passes it to Adebayo. Here's Johnson. Mejri with the rebound. Mavericks trail by 17. Here's Barea. Good, and Curry gets the assist.
And have to defend better in the paint. They just let him set up way too deep.
Well, he's going to punish you down there if you're not more physical than he is, and look for them to go right back to that play.
Now here's Wade trying to claw his way back after a terrible showing in that loss to Boston. Winslow dishes to Ellington. The Mavericks pull it in.
Now, those are the kind of shots you like him taking. Even though he missed it, the offense will take those.
Powell kicks to McDermott. It's deflected.
Man, I saw that block coming from a mile away. Winslow really times that rejection perfectly.
Elbow shot. Kept alive. Here's Adebayo. Out to Wade. Wade missing again. Mavericks trail by 15. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Mejri, the pass to Powell. Powell with the screen. Here's Curry, and he sinks the shot coming off the strong pick. Curry's got his first basket.
The defender must have felt like he ran into a brick wall right there. Really great screen set to give his teammate the wide open shot.
Here's Ellington. .55 seconds left to play here in the first. Well, Eric Spoelstra known for being a player's coach, but he also isn't afraid to dish out some tough love. With this team in a rebuilding phase, he's had to do that a lot.
Well, I think what he's trying to do is just get the most out of every player on the team, and he lets them know, I'm going to put you in positions, guys, to maximize your potential. Sometimes that can come from tough love, but most of the time it's because they want greatness. That's what the Miami Heat organization is all about.
And that one falls for Ellington. Both shots good from the stripe.
And the Mavericks looking to go young now around Nowitzki. Unsurprisingly, they've already found some intriguing young prospects.
Now here's McDermott. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Pass to Mejri. Powell dishes to Curry. Clock at 6. Goes up at the stripe. That's short off the rim. And for the Mavericks, you look at their young guys, a lot of athleticism, and Greg, an upside already on the roster.
And Mavs fans have to be pleased with what they've done so far. I mean, especially with the selection of Dennis Smith in the draft, who can be a special player at that point guard position. They're making smart moves to kind of revamp this roster.
Here's McDermott. The Heat getting the bucket. There's the pass to Mejri. There's a screen. Up off the screen. Johnson with the block. From deep. Got the shot. He
Just
got it.
no better feeling to be able to deliver in a moment like that.
Yeah,
Those stick with you for the rest of your life.
absolutely.
Wow, what a miracle heave to finish off the quarter. How'd he get that one to go?
He's excited.
And so it's Miami controlling the game and finishing the quarter with a 20-point lead. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. We'll return shortly. And Dirk Nowitzki steadily climbing the all-time scoring rankings. He talked about the remarkable journey of his long and illustrious career.
When I first got here, my first year was so tough that I didn't really know that I can make it in this league. To be named with all these names is an unbelievable honor, and it's been a crazy ride.
Dirk has proven himself through the test of time. As tough as it may have been back in his rookie year, he overcame those obstacles to become this elite NBA player destined for the Hall of Fame.
And people do talk about players being a Dirk Nowitzki type. You're right about that. And that's a type any team would like to have. One of the greatest power forwards in the NBA's history.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And, guys, we've seen a confident-looking Heat team out there.
For me, that defense in the first period, just tremendous shot blocking.
Yeah, that prevented some points, didn't it? Also, how you have that intimidation factor going early on. You wonder if in the fourth quarter they'll think back to the first.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the floor for Dallas, Smith Jr. and Curry paired at the 1 and the 2. Powell is out there with Mejri, and it's McDermott in at the 3 spot. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Miami's Eric Spoelstra is known for his focus and his devotion to work. How does he stay centered? Yoga. He said, I like it because you have to keep your eyes on your own mat. If you're not focused on the spot in front of you, you'll fall over. And Kevin, that mindfulness translates across the board.
Mindfulness. That's an interesting way to look at things, D.A. Spo is a great communicator. Knows how to certainly get through to his team. And the basket by Curry.
Yeah, not a good idea to leave him alone. He'll make you pay for that mid-range.
Wade kicks to Ellington. Johnson the screen. Winslow with it. Now defended by McDermott. Three-pointer Ellington. A basket good off the assist from Wade. Ellington's got 10 points.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Screen by Smith. Powell kicks to McDermott. The shot goes in. First of the night. He's 1 for 3 to start the game.
Well, good to see McDermott down in the paint, and then he starts to show off a little bit more touch.
There's the pick. Ellington the pass to Winslow. Johnson outside. There's the dish to Ellington. And that's a foul called on Dwight Powell. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. A different look for Miami. Whiteside's checked in for Adebayo. Waiters comes in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Dragic in for Wayne Ellington. And a new group getting ready for Dallas. Nerlens Noel checks in for Mejri. Nowitzki comes in for Dwight Powell. Barnes, he's checked in for Doug McDermott. And it's Matthews in for Curry. Now here's Waiters. The scoring numbers have been solid for him. He's averaging just under 14 points a game. Mavericks trail by 17. Smith outside. Over in the corner, Matthews. Cranes the three-pointer.
And he is not shy about pulling the trigger from downtown. Matthews has the eye and the confidence from three-point range that you just love to see.
Now here's Waiters. The feed to Winslow. Over Barnes. Goes up on the block. Miami no good on that time either. Got a piece of it. Smith outside. He kicks to Barnes. They set the pick. There's a screen by Noel. Shoots from the baseline. That shot off. Now the Heat take it the other way. They led the game at 1 point by 20.
And you know, normally when you look at a guy like Whiteside with the field goal percentage and all, you'd think it's all about dunks. But I tell you what, he's improved his entire repertoire of scoring options near the rim. And now he's even showing that he can step out and knock down that little face-up 15-footer.
Some guys have a hard time finding their teammates in those possessions. Dragic is always looking to dish to get it to the open man.
Dallas calls timeout.
And I like this timeout. You're getting terrible rim protection right now.
Well, you got to ask your team to give you a little bit more effort because there's just not a lot of fire on the defensive end.
Kelly Olynyk's checked in for the Heat. Josh Richardson comes in for Winslow. And looking back at last season, here's a look at the 3-point and 2-point shot attempt averages for the Mavericks.
And the 3-point shot was a huge part of their game plan. When it was falling, it made them very hard to defend. Opponents were stretched out all over the place.
Now here's Nowitzki. He had 19 points in the win against Detroit.
I'm not sure in that game if it was him or Dikembe Mutombo out there, guys. I was just hoping to see one finger wave after one of those floor blocks. No, 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 not today.
Here's Waiters. He feeds it to Richardson. Olynyk has the open look. From outside, off the mark.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Here's Dragic. 6 points for him. Kicks to Olynyk. Waiters dishes to Whiteside. Screen by Olynyk. Whiteside, good.
Just how massive is Hassan Whiteside. Even when the defense is on him, he can just look down, take his time, and so much stronger than guys in the post.
Now here is Smith. He's been playing a big part of their offensive scheme, averaging around 15.5 points a game. Pull-up jumper. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Matthews.
And looking now at the numbers for Richardson, how last month turned out for him, getting around 12 points a game, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. And he's really been pulling his weight. He's had a hand in some big plays here recently.
I think you look across the board right now, and he's just doing a much better job. The numbers bear that out.
Now a chance to check out the top NBA block leaders. Hassan Whiteside on top.
What an intimidator he is in the paint. I mean, he's shot to the top of that leaderboard, and nobody feels comfortable putting a shot up around him right now.
Smith with it. Nowitzki for 3. Waiters grabs the miss. Now Richardson. Olynyk in the corner. The 3. Rebound by Smith.
He hit 1 3 in the first, but the well has been totally dry for him in the second.
The finish and the jam by Whiteside.
And you know what I was watching the whole time, Kevin? Whiteside sprinting down the court. Reward the big man.
Mavericks trail by 18. And here's Smith. Nowitzki a screen. Matthews, no one around him. That 3 off the mark. Richardson against Barnes. Richardson kicks to Olynyk. Waiters passes to Richardson. Fires the 3. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. Nowitzki's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Down low, Olynyk with the steal. Dragic against Smith. Dragic dishes to Olynyk. And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. Taking a look at Golden State, earning the first place position with a terrific record. And we've seen them perform splendidly pretty much all season long so far, and they're definitely the team to beat. And, of course, Dallas just way behind.
And I think for Dallas, they've had their chances to kind of separate themselves from the pack this season, but so far they haven't been able to capitalize on those opportunities.
It's got to be frustrating for them so far this year. Anytime it's appeared that they're ready to break out, they've suffered some sort of regression, and it has them stuck right there in the middle of the standings.
Watching the way Dragic can slice through a defense, it's easy to see why he is one of the better playmakers in the league.
Well, Kevin, over the past 2 seasons, almost averaging 6 assists a ball game, and you think about who it is that he's been surrounded by, there's not a ton of shooting out there. So if the roster picks up a couple of other dead-eye shooters, those assist numbers are going to go up for Dragic.
Now, here's Barea. Nowitzki with the screen on Dragic. Here's Barea. That's basket number 2 with his 3rd shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Well, he's also crafty with how he approaches it. Right there, he uses just the right move to lay it in.
Now here's Waiters. And here's Richardson outside. Bangs home the trifecta. Richardson's got 7 points.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Here is Matthews. Last game we saw him score 13. Noel with it. He's picked up by Whiteside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. There's a screen by Noel. And it's blocked by Whiteside.
As soon as Whiteside positions himself, he just spikes that one away. It's like he's playing beach volleyball.
Offensive rebound. It's Richardson on the wing, covered by Barnes. Noel against Whiteside. Richardson kicks to Dragic. Olynyk sets a screen for Waiters. Shoots over Barea, and it's Waiters again missing.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Here's Barnes, and some very quick points for him on that possession.
When a guy is capable of so many things like that on the offensive end, anytime you lose sight of him, he's got a huge advantage.
Dragic against Barea. To the paint. And it's Whiteside. That time on the assist from Dragic. 6 points for Hassan Whiteside.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Barnes passes to Nowitzki. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
The human aspect of basketball. You cannot fault the shot selection. He had a clean look. You just can't make them all.
Here's Barea. And it's blocked by Whiteside. Richardson against Barnes. And the basket by Olynyk.
And really, the improvement as a finisher is noticeable for Kelly Olynyk.
Dallas has gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Noel, a screen on Waiters. Outside for Barea. Nailed from three-point land. Barea's got 5 points in the quarter.
That screen made it impossible for the defense to put up any kind of fight.
Waiters against Matthews. Whiteside sets the pick for Waiters. Pass to Olynyk. Jacks up a 3. Out of bounds. Dallas will take possession.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Hassan Whiteside.
Unbelievable play for him over the last month. 2nd in blocks, 3rd in rebounding. And not many players convert opportunities inside as well as he. Top 15 in field goal percentage.
And as you said, 1 rung below the leader in block shots. Tremendous motor. He's simply been destroying opponents in the lane. Now here's Richardson. 7 points in the game. And Olynyk kicks to Dragic. Richardson with a screen for Dragic. Feeds to Whiteside. They set the screen. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. It's going to be on Nerlens Noel.
A great job by Whiteside there to get himself to the free throw line so he could knock that one down.
And mostly with Whiteside on the offensive end, he's there to clean up the misses or finish a play with a dunk.
And the footwork of Whiteside continues to improve. He does a really good job of shielding the ball when stepping through towards the rim and gets himself in great position to collect lobs when the guys on the perimeter find some space in the gaps. And that's a huge target to throw the ball up to.
Free throw, good, Whiteside.
Nice stroke from the line by Whiteside. You know, he's only going to get better from there with some practice.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Adebayo is checked in for Olynyk. Winslow comes in for Josh Richardson. Wade, he's checked in for Dion Waiters. And Ellington is subbed in for Goran Dragic. And both free throws good from Whiteside.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
Barea kicks to McDermott. He dishes it to Powell. Pass to Mejri. We've got 1:13 left in the second quarter. Wade against Curry. Wade dishes to Winslow. Back to Wade. Shoots over Curry. And there's Dwayne Wade on the assist by Winslow. And that's now 6 points for Dwayne Wade. Now here's Barea. Ellington defending. Dallas no good that time either.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Wade passes to Ellington. Curry with the steal. Dishes it to Barea. Pass to Powell. The feed to Curry. Powell with the screen. Now here's Barea. He's guarded closely. Over Whiteside. And good. And it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Barea's got 7 now in this quarter. Now here's Ellington. Guarded by Barea. Ellington kicks to Winslow. Off the mark from 16 feet out.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
And so it's Miami riding high with a 23-point lead heading into the break. They've been playing some ferocious defense. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge standing by courtside. David.
Thanks a lot. James, they played very well, but you guys really took them out of that. How did that happen?
Yeah, you know, we talked about how they're on a roll, so our second group wanted to come out, give the energy to the first group, and just do our game, play our game, no expectations, just go out and play hard.
You really backed them up. Thanks a lot, James. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. So it's Miami who's out on top at the half. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny, what's your take?
How good are these guys on the fast break? They're pushing the ball, finding the open man, finishing strong. They're at a breakneck pace, and if they can maintain this level of intensity in the second half, blowout city.
And looking at Dallas, Shaq, your thoughts?
Their field goal percentage reminds me of Kenny's breath. Brutal. Not reading the defense, not getting enough quality looks. They need to make major changes because the system they ran in the first half was not working.
And that is just about going to wrap it up as the second half is moments away. Down to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the crew.
Welcome back. American Airlines Arena, visible on the far right of your screen in that overhead shot of downtown Miami. Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. You have to like what we're seeing from J.J. Barea.
Yeah, and through 2 quarters, he's been lights out. And you know he's going to look to add to those totals.
And defensively, hard to force him out of the rhythm at this point because he has a number of ways with which he can beat you.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. Olynyk down low with Whiteside. Dragic and Waiters, they're the backcourt. And it's Richardson in at the 3 slot. That's the group in the game for the Heat. Now here's Barnes. Can't connect from 13 feet out.
And defensively, moving his feet there, staying right on top of the shooter.
Some defenses are okay with giving up the mid-range shot. In this case, they contested.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Smith kicks to Nowitzki. Back to Smith. Wesley Matthews on the wing. Lets a floater go. Heat shooting 52% from the floor. Nice work so far from them. Waiters into the lane. Good. Waiters got 6.
I like seeing Josh Richardson distribute the ball, especially when his teammates are wide open. That makes for an easy pass.
Here's Smith. Rebound by the Heat.
And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
And Brent, 14 years in the NBA, you spent about half your time on the defensive end. Of all the guys you were matched up against, who was surprisingly difficult to cover?
It's funny, Kevin, because a lot of coaches would tell you I did not spend half of my time on the defensive end.
Well, I know better. I know better.
Surprisingly difficult to stop, I would tell you, it would be Mitch Richmond. Many years in Sacramento playing for the Kings. He was known as the Rock, and I can tell you why. Running into him and his physicality as a 2-guard was very, very difficult to stop. One of the game's greatest 2-guards.
Sturdy, wasn't he? I mean, he was thick. He was hard to move is what I think about.
He was very thick and physical, which was something that I was certainly not. And they also ran a myriad of screens for him on every possession. The most potent offensive player they had was Mitch Richmond, and they would get him open every time. So a very difficult cover for me.
For Dallas, they've gone 0 of 4 from the field in the second half, yet to find the mark. Nowitzki outside. There's the pass to Barnes. To end the run. Nowitzki dishes to Noel. Again, the miss by the Mavericks.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Kicks to Waiters. Right side a screen. Waiters passes to Dragic. Back to Waiters. Takes a 3. Here's Whiteside. He goes up again. Mavericks with the rebound. Noel's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Barnes can't get it to go.
Right now he's just out of sync. A lot of shots rimming out, and he's got to try to find something different.
And Waiters kicks to Olynyk. Richardson dishes to Dragic. Right side a screen. Shoots off the screen, and it's good for 2. And that's 11 points for Goran Dragic.
And as Dragic went up on the jumper, he knew the defense was there still. Finds a way to knock that one in.
And Noel kicks to Smith. Nowitzki with the screen on Dragic. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession. And now it's time for the Rookie Watch with this season's assist leaders. This is the newest crop of playmakers in the NBA. Second, Dennis Smith.
A number of gifted passers entering the NBA this season, and he's right up there among the very best. I like what I've seen from him as a distributor.
Johnson, he's checked in for Miami. Just 5 on the clock, and the shot is good from Nowitzki.
And Nowitzki is one of the deadliest shooters of all time. Every time he lets it go from deep, you just get the feeling it's going in.
Now here's Dragic. 11 points in the game. Johnson kicks to Waiters. Screen by Olynyk. Dirk Nowitzki with the rebound. Nowitzki's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Here's Matthews. And the shot falls short this time.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know. And that lead pass allowed him to get straight to the rim unabated in stride.
Brett, last season you can think of several huge plays and big shots for Dion Waiters. He had a handful of game winners for his team, and one thing Waiters has is the confidence to take that last shot with the game on the line.
Well, I remember the quote from Waiters where he said, "I'd rather go 0 for 30 than 0 for 9, because if you go 0 for 9, that means you stop shooting."
shot.
I guarantee you any coach he plays for would have him stop at 0 for 9. But the confidence is there always for Dion Waiters.
Free throw, good. Waiters.
Well, we know about him being the 4th overall pick in the draft, and Waiters still trying to find a role on this team.
There's a screen by Noel. Smith kicks to Nowitzki and taken away by Johnson. Down low. And the rejection by Smith. The dish to Olynyk. And that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist. Olynyk's got 10.
Yeah, listen, if you're 7 foot and can shoot threes, there's a place for you in today's NBA. Olynyk has that rare combination.
Rejected by Dragic. It's Richardson on the wing, covered by Barnes. Richardson, good.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Smith kicks to Barnes. Noel sets a screen for Barnes. And stolen by Richardson. Here's Waiters. Whistle on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
For Miami, they have been exceptional shooting free throws tonight, going 9 for 9.
One shot.
Free throw, good. Waiters. Brent, the stretch 4. The 3 and D players. Specialties that have emerged over the years. Any other specialties you see becoming a trend?
The one that I see as a trend, Kevin, right now is the redefining of the 5 position. To think about guys like Porzingis, Embiid, Karl Anthony Towns, Anthony Davis, being able to stretch a defense out at the 5 position all the way out to the 3-point line. We're redefining what it means to be a center in the NBA.
I'm sure there are traditional guys that see that and just can't believe what they're watching. Huh? Guys out there that big and hitting shots.
Yeah, most of those old guys will take back to the home, Kevin. Just enjoy it while you can.
Yeah.
And Harrison Barnes, just a tremendous athlete at that small forward position. I think his strength enables him to guard up and hold his own against power forwards, and coaches love that versatility.
First free throw is good. And Greg, you look at the versatility of Barnes. He can defend, I think, 3 positions.
And that's what the league is all about now. Switching on picks, much more popular. And with an all-around solid defender like Barnes, it doesn't uncover mismatches.
And Miami making a change here. Ellington's checked in. Barnes hits them both. The Heat on offense. They're on a 20-5 run here. Waiters passes to Johnson. He kicks to Ellington. Yes, that goes in. Ellington's got 12 in the game.
And where's the fight defensively? I mean, you know you need stops to stop the bleeding.
Yeah, down by double digits, failing to shut down the lane. It has been a rough night.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. So many great point guards in this year's draft. Greg, what stands out to you about North Carolina State's Dennis Smith?
Well, I think he's the best athlete of them all. A terror off the bounce, great toughness, and he's drawn some comparison to Stevie Francis when you talk about his bounce and physicality.
first one falls for him.
The Heat story last year was about some kind of rekindling. At the beginning of the year, really struggling. And then all of a sudden, they just burst into flames. They were right in the playoff hunt after the All-Star break. An incredible turnaround for Eric Spoelstra and his staff.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Adebayo is checked in for Kelly Olynyk. Winslow comes in for Richardson. And Dwayne Wade subbed in for Dion Waiters. And the Heat last season, winning 30 of their final 41 games of the season. They would finish, Brent, at 500, but they had to work to get there.
Amazing to think that even with that turnaround, maybe just one game could have made the difference for the Heat getting into the playoffs. It ended up becoming Chicago as the 8th seed, and they beat the Heat 2 times last year. Justice Winslow, the Duke product, can give you a lot on the wing. The questions are what he can do consistently offensively, but you know he's a very good team player on both ends of the floor.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on the free throw. Brent, Winslow definitely a plus defender, and that's one of the strengths of his game.
Well, what I like about his defense is certainly there's a foundation coming from Duke University, but he's always within arm's reach of a shooter and understands that he can make the move to get there, to challenge a shot, and not ever be out of position.
And the second free throw, good.
Well, I think Winslow takes a lot of pride in getting himself to the free throw line, understands his body and size, and he will continue to improve upon that over time.
Now here's Curry. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. And for the Mavericks, clearly the rebuild, Greg, has begun.
Yeah, but they made good use of their picks. They brought in more youth and signed their building blocks. Franchise isn't used to rebuilding, but they are approaching it, I think, the right way.
Free throw good. Curry. J.J. Barea checked in for Smith. And so he's able to get 1 of 2.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down. A little breakdown there, letting them get that rebound. You can't allow that to happen.
For Dallas, they have been coming through at the charity stripe. They've made 7 of their 8 attempts. The free throw drops for Powell. And Dwight Powell played all 4 seasons at Stanford for the Cardinal. Still filling out his frame.
He is, and you know, the knock on Powell was that he wasn't tough enough to battle inside at this level. But guy is a worker, basically sleeping in the gym, and with his length and athleticism, he's starting to figure it out.
Clock is at 3. And again, it's the Heat missing. Dallas has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break.
And being over the limit this early really can affect your aggressiveness defensively. They have got to play under control.
The Mavericks have shot the ball well from the free throw line, 8 of 9.
2.
First free throw is good. That one is no good. The Heat shooting 47% from the field in the third. Here's Wade. Banked in off the glass. Wade's got 8 points.
Are you surprised that Dwayne Wade is going to score that far in the paint? I'm not.
Dallas shooting 27%. The offense is just embarrassing themselves. Curry dishes to Powell. Back to Curry. Pass to Mejri. They set the pick. From deep, Barea. That shot is off. And Miami the other way now. Now here's Ellington. Tight defense on him. Got a piece of it. Here is Barea. He's got 12. McDermott, no one around him. They get the rebound. Here's Powell. The putback. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Wade kicks to Ellington. He feeds it to Johnson. Passes it to Wade. Dishes to Ellington. Beyond the arc. Powell pulls it in. And the Mavericks with possession here. Right side Curry. Mejri. It's deflected. Winslow kicks to Wade. Powell pulls it in. Powell's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game.
Yeah, tonight his shot's been a bit off, but still, they lead the game.
And these are his second and third free throws tonight. The free throw drops for Powell.
You watch the Heat play, you watch their young athletes, and you think about the conditioning of all of their players. Allegedly, they have one of the toughest practice regimens in the league. I don't think guys get too fired up about their training camps, but certainly pays off throughout the course of the season.
And for the Heat, Brent, as bad as the workouts might be, the payoff is there.
Yeah, it's always amazing how many former Heat players talk about going down there and getting ground down. And if you're getting ground down in just a workout, what the heck are the practices like? So this is not a franchise or a team that's for everybody in the league, but that's what the Heat do. They sift through those kind of guys and then find out what Miami Heat players are out there and available, and then they bring those guys in.
Here's Barea after the made shot from Dwayne Wade. Powell with it. He's got 7. With the floater, that's tipped.
And a tough game for the guys around him, mainly because his shot's been hit and miss.
Johnson the screen. Ellington the pass to Winslow. Shoots over Curry, and it's Wade. That time on the assist by Winslow. Winslow's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Now Curry. He has 5. Barea, no good. And here's Wade on the wing. Winslow. Johnson outside. Ellington dishes to Wade. In the corner, Winslow with it. It's over McDermott. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks.
He has to be frustrated out there right now. His teammates are really picking up the slack for a lackluster offensive night.
Curry kicks to Powell. Pass to Mejri. Here's the screen. McDermott passes to Powell. Over Winslow. Off the left rim and out.
You know, not sure if it's him or the defense, but just something's off tonight.
Well, something in this frame for sure, but when you're out of rhythm, sometimes it's better to play the role of being the facilitator.
Dallas has gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. Curry against Wade. McDermott for 3. Here's Powell. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
You know, you hear that A word all the time, aggressive, and sometimes just being that can turn your game around. He's been that in the second half, their go-to guy here.
Now here's Winslow. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. 18 feet out. Gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5 for 8 clip.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Dallas shooting a ghastly 26% from the field. Their offensive game looking completely out of whack. McDermott kicks to measure it. Now here's McDermott, covered by Winslow, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
And McDermott is such a fearless scorer. You saw that in college and can be a sniper at times. And in games where he gets engaged offensively, he becomes so much more dangerous. It's good for teammates to look for him once you see a couple Dougie McBuckets baskets go in.
And he knocks down the first one. Whiteside's checked in for James Johnson. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. And Miami shooting at 50% in a decent groove. Curry with the defensive effort. And so it's Dallas with it. Here's Powell, and there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. He is 3 for 3 from the free throw line.
Performed well thus far this season with a 78% clip.
The free throw drops for Powell.
And just a better job of getting to the line here in the second half. Didn't get there once in the first.
Now here's Ellington. 14 points for him. Right side a screen. 3-pointer. The shot comes out, and so it's the Miami Heat out there all by themselves with a 32-point lead to end the quarter. They have been excellent at both ends of the floor. The scoreboard showing what a complete performance this has been. Right back after this break. Let's listen in on what Eric Spoelstra had to say to his team.
I like the activity, guys. Active hands, active feet. They do not like it when we take it off the glass.
And obviously the approach Eric Spoelstra wants to see is that aggressive defensive approach and going after the offensive boards.
Yeah, and that persistence really pays off. When these guys are determined, that's when they are at their best.
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. On the floor for Dallas starting the fourth quarter here. They've got Dwight Powell. Farrell is out there with Seth Curry. And it's Finney-Smith in at the small forward position. And we're seeing more athletes use cross-training to improve their strength and conditioning. Back in the day, did you play any sports outside of basketball to improve your results?
Kevin, if I asked you if surfing helped my basketball, would you say yes?
Well, in your regard, I would say yes. It did help balance, right?
Yes.
What about that?
Hey, I should have surfed a lot more then, Kevin.
Yeah.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops. And last season, the Heat showed that they can score and attack you from many different sources.
Well, the Heat have a team where one player can step up for them on any given night, and they improve their outside shooting so much. So many guys had a tremendous year from behind the three-point line. They opened up the floor a bit. So with Dragic running the point and using his speed, they had some other gunners out there who got into a great rhythm, and certainly that winning streak helped their confidence.
Here's Farrell. Floats one up. It's hauled in by the Heat. Whiteside's got his 18th rebound here tonight, all over the place. And the jam by Whiteside.
Well, whenever Whiteside has a chance to dunk, man gon' dunk.
Mavericks shooting just 26% out there, a terrible showing from an offense capable of much better. Kept alive, Curry lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that.
Now that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up.
Johnson kicks to Magruder. Feeds it to Jones. Here's Finney-Smith. In the corner, Farrell fires from deep. It's Adebayo with the rebound. Adebayo's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Out of bounds, it'll be Mavericks ball.
Yeah, this is where you have to sharpen up your passing. That's a careless turnover.
Nerlens Noel checks in for Dallas. Smith comes in for Curry. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. Now here is Smith. Defense is right there. Hey, Brent, when you look at the All-Star balloting, it's amazing how many worthy point guards have to be left off the roster. How'd the league end up with so many great players at that position all at once? It's an amazing story.
It has been an incredible crop. I mean, really the golden era of point guards. And the one guy who I feel really badly for over the course certainly of the last 5 or 6 seasons is one Mike Conley. Any coach in the league would take Mike Conley at the drop of a hat, yet he's dealing with, over the course of his career, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Tony Parker, Steve Nash, Chauncey Billups, Chris Paul. Should I go on, Kevin? It is a very, very tough position.
Those names, it says it all.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
And he knocks down the first one. He hits both from the stripe. Dallas has gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. And there's the pass to Finney-Smith. Dallas moving it around. Fires the 3. And it's Smith again missing.
It's just been a frustrating day for him all the way around, and it's rubbed off now, I think, on the rest of the team.
Here's Adebayo. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. Brent, it's amazing how the three-point shot has evolved and how much it's being used. And some teams now almost entirely perimeter-based. That three-point shot is the first thing out of their mouth. Can you see a team winning a championship that way?
I saw teams win championships. That's the Warriors and the Cavs. If you look at what they did from the three-point line and the type of damage they did, Kevin, that absolutely was a huge reason why they were championship contenders. You could even look at teams that are qualifying for the playoffs as usually 6 or 7 teams that are in each conference. Of those 8, Kevin, are proficient three-point shooting teams.
The first one falls. And he makes both free throws. Here's Farrell. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. Here's Noel. And fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts, and a chance for one more here.
Yeah, exceptional play there to take the bump and still get it to fall.
And Nerlens Noel out of Kentucky, slender and mobile and long. And Greg, he can cover ground in a hurry.
Boy, and you can see it in his rate of steals to go along with the blocks. That quickness is a huge asset in today's game. It's all about versatility, both offensively and defensively.
And the free throw, no good. A Brent, for college players who decide to stay in school for their junior and senior years, in some cases it's been hurting their draft stock. Sometimes it helps. Can you talk about why we see a difference in the two?
I think what happens, Kevin, is that in any given collegiate season, that next year, there's another opportunity for a brand new crop of players, maybe not the star guys that are going into college as freshmen, but guys who just played their freshman year or in their sophomore season take their next step. And so guys who are juniors and seniors might be looked at as not advancing fast enough or not as much potential, with guys a year behind them being better players.
Magruder, that's good. Magruder's got 5 points now this quarter.
Always tough to work the closer you get to the basket. Nice job of finding an angle on the pass there.
Smith, left side. It's Adebayo with the rebound.
Well, his struggles are consuming the rest of the team here tonight. He's got to find his rhythm and find it fast.
Here's Whiteside, and the jam by Whiteside.
Well, even with the contest, Whiteside's going right through you. That's how strong he is.
Here's Farrell. Smith outside, fires at the elbow. It doesn't go for him. The Heat go the other way with it.
He's lost it in this quarter, no doubt about it. Nothing seems to be going for him. And, you know, doesn't matter where you line him up. Tyler Johnson has become a playmaker. You know, had to work his way into the NBA, but he has quickly established himself. Great threat off the bench, who brings instant scoring and can be a catalyst for your offense.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. And Greg with Johnson, it's that burst he plays with on the floor that makes him such an energizer.
Yeah, and for a player who isn't the biggest guard, you know, he attacks with reckless abandon. Great speed of play in the half court as well as transition. And he's really slippery and can step in if you overcommit.
Brent, many teams have cracked down on cell phone use during practices and during games. Can anything be done on a league level in that regard?
Hold on, Kevin. I'm getting a call.
Okay, good. Yeah. Can you put him on hold for just a second?
Yeah, Mom, I'm talking to Kevin Harlan. Yeah, it's a different age. I don't think the league, Kevin, can do anything with regards to how players use their mobile devices. That's up to the team and how it is a coach make sure that the demands of what your practice schedule is and your game schedule and your attentiveness to those times that you need to be there, that takes precedent.
And Dennis Smith Jr., the 9th overall pick in this year's draft, but voted by his fellow rookies as the favorite to win Rookie of the Year. The Mavericks giving him every opportunity as their point guard of the future.
The free throw drops for Smith.
And Dennis Smith, guys, get this, measured a 48-inch vertical, which would tie him for the best in NBA history. He's a perfect fit for the Mavericks, who were in desperate need of some star power and athleticism.
He doesn't get the second one.
And the explosive athletic nature of Smith's game, really exciting. Just a guy at the point with a ton of upside.
Now here's Whiteside. Here's Jones. It's deflected. Here's Farrell. And he makes the bucket, drew contact, and gets the whistle too.
I love that he went up strong right in the face of the bigger defender and laid it in.
Hey, Brent, in other sports, later draft picks often become all-star level players. That seems to be much more rare in the NBA. Why do you think that is?
I'm not sure, Kevin, and there are a lot of great finds for NBA teams in the second round and even late into the second round as guys who make solid contributions not only to their team right away because they might be more mature players that are passed over because the young guys show potential. I think that scouts do a great job of finding that rare talent. Maybe they're selected a little bit more early than they would be in previous drafts. There's much more information out there for GMs to get at.
Heat have gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. And the rejection by Noel. Smith outside. Pass to Farrell. Finney-Smith kicks to Farrell. Dallas moving the ball around. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Shot from 12. Excellent D there by Johnson. Miami's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. On the wing, Jones. That one falls coming off Johnson's feet.
I just really like how Tyler distributes the basketball, skilled at quickly getting the ball over to the open man.
Farrell kicks to Smith. There's the screen. Noel against Whiteside. Here's Farrell. There's the triple. And the 3-ball is good.
And that's from beyond, guys, right back at you.
Yeah, that's a nice response there, leaving a voicemail in return from the 3-point line. Looks like we're seeing similar game plans right now.
And Smith with the stuff.
I tell you what, at only 6'3", Smith has some major hops. Super at leaping up quickly to throw it down.
Now here's Johnson. Hey, Brent, with the stakes of players' health being so high, we've seen contract clauses prohibiting many outside activities, but we're talking also about 20-year-old guys who just want to live their lives and enjoy what the success has brought them. What's the balance here?
I think the league tries to do a good job of making sure that players aren't involved in activities that are going to jeopardize what it is that their livelihood brings them, and that is their ability to play on the NBA floor, Kevin. And a lot of those things that you see in the player contract are absolutely things that a player can enjoy after their career is over with.
Whiteside, good.
Now he's torching the D right now, hitting a high percentage of all the shots he's let fly.
Here's Farrell. He's guarded by Johnson. Farrell kicks to Noel. There's the pick. He dishes it to Smith. Another 3 for Dallas.
This is a guy whose mindset just never changes. Even when they're losing, he's always going to be aggressive.
Johnson kicks to Magruder. It's Jones on the wing. Out of bounds. Dallas will take possession. And some changes here for the Heat. Justice Winslow, he's checked in for Whiteside. And Dwayne Wade subbed in for Rodney Magruder. Then for the Mavericks, Measury comes in for Noel. And it's Doug McDermott in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Now here's McDermott, defended by Jones. McDermott with it. Smith outside. 5 on the clock. And he elevates for the slam. Justice Winslow did not like that.
Yeah, you gotta love seeing the young fella dunk that one home. Smith likes to show off that incredible vertical. That's as good as it gets right there. Beautiful reverse layup in traffic.
Dallas with the ball. They're on an 18-7 run. Such an adjustment for young players drafted into the NBA, managing money, being accountable to your teammates, to the many things that tug and pull on you. Brent, can the league do anything more to help them through this sometimes uncomfortable process?
I think the league does a great job, Kevin, of addressing these things, not only the NBA, but certainly the Players Association in terms of educating the players. To me, Kevin, as an ex-player, though, the biggest responsibility falls on the veteran players of that team to take a young player under their wing, to watch what it is that they're doing socially, and to make sure that they set them up for success off the court.
Now here's McDermott. After Dwayne Wade's miss, McDermott kicks to Farrell, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wade.
Playing with lots of energy here, trying to cause turnovers.
Yeah, even though he doesn't come up with the steal, that kind of deflection will disrupt the rhythm of this offensive possession.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Adebayo is checked in for Jones, and Ellington is subbed in for Johnson. Now here's Wade. Screen by Olynyk. Got a hand on it. McDermott passes to Farrell. Now Measury. They set the pick. Over to the left wing. Here's McDermott. Plenty of room to knock down the shot.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
We've got 1:55 left to play in the final quarter. And here's Wade. In the corner, it's Ellington. Wade drives in. It's tipped. And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession. Jones checked in for Miami. J.J. Barea checked in for Dallas. Wade for three, drills the three-pointer.
The pick used to perfection, and the result was a wide-open shot for Dwayne Wade.
There's the feed to McDermott. There's the screen. Passes it to Measury. Dallas moving it around. Now here is Smith. 5 to shoot. Miami grabs the miss. Adebayo's got rebound number 13 for him here tonight.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Miami.
They never settled for mediocre shots.
And Kevin, they had great penetration this time out.
And so this will mark the 15th win of the year for them.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Hassan Whiteside.
I liked his aggressiveness here tonight, especially on the glass. He was not messing around.
We've got 28 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Now here's Barea. Not a lot of room. Wade against Smith. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass.
You gotta love how much effort Dwayne Wade puts into the defensive end of the floor with blocks like that.
And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense. Potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Well, Dwayne, you won the game, but you lost the rebounding battle. How did you overcome that?
I don't know. You know, we have a knack for finding a way to win, and we've always had that here. You know, we got to do a better job. You know, we can't get out-rebounded like that and expect to win, so we got to figure it out.
We'll be working on it. Thanks, Dwayne. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. See you later.